Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Conroe ISD Woodforest Bank Stadium stream here on YouTube. I'm Jackson Cochran, and I'm going to be your voice for tonight's season opener. That's right, season opener, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in regular season football. All those months of grueling, no football, it's back. We're here, we're for it, we love it. But I'm going to be your voice for tonight's opener between the Grand Oaks Grizzlies, and they are hosting just a neighbor about 10-15 minutes up the road, the Spring Lions. And we're coming to you live here at Woodforest Stadium here in Shenandoah, Texas. And accompanying me in the booth tonight is Wesley Turner. How you doing, Wes?
I'm doing good, man. I'm ready to get some football out here. You know, Texas high school football is big. Whenever I saw people tailgating for this game.
That is true. Just pulling into the stadium tonight, we did see some students tailgating. I actually was a little interested in swinging on over and actually asking if I could have a hot dog or a burger, whatever it was that they were cooking. But unfortunately, we had to get up here and start, doing our job for tonight.
I know, unfortunately.
Maybe
we could swing by at halftime.
Maybe at halftime. Well, we're going to take a quick TO while the bands are going to do their school songs, and we're going to come back and give you a couple of pointers of what's going on tonight's matchup. Be right back. Not trying to keep y'all with a lot of dead air, but I do see that the band is getting ready. They are about to play the school song for your Grand Oaks Grizzlies. They were just given a little bit of a warm-up. I see the director. He's looking down on the field. He's waiting. But as we're doing that, well, let's go ahead and talk about a few things going into tonight's season. This is going to be the second season for the head coach for Grand Oaks. That is your head coach, Sean McDowell. This is his second season coaching this team, and they are looking to try to finally get their first playoff berth in school history. Now, last season, they did go 3-5 in district. Okay, going to give another quick timeout. The school band is about to play the school song, so we'll come back and finish that thought. Thank you to the Grand Oaks Band for getting the school song, playing that for us here on the broadcast. And, Wes, what I was talking about, this is going to be Coach McDowell's second season coaching the Grizzlies, and he has a pretty good lineup of returning players from last season. They're still a young core, but you got your junior quarterback, Grant Smith. Now, he only passed for 944 yards last year and with 2 touchdowns. Not a lot to be bragging about, but at the same time, he was a sophomore coming in, finding his footing, especially under center. He has a lot of nice people around him that he's going to be able to target. More specifically, number 88, your tight end, Ty Roop, 6'7", 240 pounds. I think that's a pretty big target to throw to.
In both senses, 6'7", 245. To put that in perspective, Jonathan Ogden, one of the greatest NFL offensive tackles ever, he was 6'9".
And you can't teach that height.
You cannot.
But we are going to be taking another timeout for our commercials for everyone with our ads, so we're going to take a quick TO, and we'll be right back.
Since 1965, the team at Buckaloo Chevrolet has been working hard to deliver a better car buying experience to every customer. If you're looking for a better selection and a better car buying experience, head to Buckaloo Chevrolet. We promise no hassle, no haggle buying, and we never add things to our price you don't ask for. The price you see is the price you pay at Buckaloo Chevrolet on I-45 in Conroe, or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. And remember,
it's a better buy at Buckaloo.
Our orthopedic care is shaped around you. And you. And you. Because customizing treatments and using breakthrough techniques is how your comeback starts. Like 3D printing for ultra-precise joint replacements and providing the same specialty care as we do for the Houston Rockets. So you return sooner, stronger, better. This is orthopedic care designed for you. Memorial Hermann, advancing health, personalizing care.
Shopping for a new or used vehicle? Or just looking for a place for good, reliable service? Go with the name you know. Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. The Gullo family has been serving the Conroe Woodlands area since 1970. So the next time you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or just need service, do yourself a favor and go see Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford. Or log on anytime at GulloAuto.com. Gullo, let's drive.
How can we target deadly diseases with better precision? At Houston Methodist, we're developing technology that delivers life-saving immunotherapy directly inside the tumor for cancer patients.
We're also pioneering an implantable device that administers precise and timely doses of medication to those with difficult to manage chronic conditions.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
For over 40 years, Woodforest National Bank has proudly supported the youth and schools of this great community. Our bank has grown through the years, and Montgomery County is our home. With over 30 convenient branch locations right here in Montgomery County, we are your community bank. Next time you're in the area, stop by and say hi. But for now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Thank you to our sponsors that keep us being able to bring all of you watching us right now on YouTube this content. We have a pretty decent crowd already here on the home side, starting to fill up in sections 300 and 400, and I do see the student section over at 100. They're starting to trickle in just a little bit. A lot of people in some jerseys tonight, whether it be baseball, football. It's that time of the year. I think that was most likely their pep rally theme this week, but I want to get back to some key players and storylines that we were going over before we had to take that break for the commercials. We were talking about Grant Smith. We were talking about Ty Roop. Now, there are still some other returning players that you're going to see on the offensive side of things, especially looking at Devin Wallace, who will also line up at wide receiver, but he is the lead back for Grand Oaks. And then you also have Preston Cloud, the junior, returning, so another target for Smith to look at. And on the defensive side of things, you have Brandon Moylan, and then also not to mention Jackson DeGeorge, two of your big key defensive players, and just a couple of ideas, a couple of players you want to watch for tonight, and we'll highlight them whenever they're on screen. But now here come the Grand Oaks Grizzlies coming out of their inflatable, the big old grizzly bear that says bear down on the side. Grand Oaks, orange helmets, orange jerseys, white bottoms. I like this color scheme they have going. I don't think I saw too much of the orange last season. Might be a new look for them, and I'm digging it. Kind of reminds, what were you saying, Wes? What did it look like to you?
To me, it looked like Sam Houston State.
And they're just a little bit up north from us here, over in Huntsville. And here come the Grizzlies running onto the field. And in a few moments, we're going to be having our kickoff entitlement. We're going to have the coin toss. And 7 p.m. can't get here soon enough, especially for some high school football.
That's what I'm saying, man. Seeing that hype video, I'm hyped up right now.
You wanted to go run through that.
I want to go run through that tunnel and through that smoke.
Well, if you look at our opponents on the visiting side of things, Spring Lions, they are donning in their all whites with a green helm. You know, if they were with the white helm, you kind of would say they would look like a stormtrooper if you are a Star Wars fan. One of our former play-by-play guys, Jeremy McGrail, would always say that. Jeremy, if you're listening, hope everything's going great for you. We miss you this season, but we understand, and we hope to have you back next year. As the players start to line up, a couple of things you want to look out for from this lethal Spring Lions. First and foremost, Aaron Ogbor. On my little sheet here from the rosters, they just have him down as athlete. He will either line up under center or he'll be lining up as a wide receiver, but we're about to have our national anthem play, so we're going to take another break, and then we'll fill you in with more of the Lions in a brief second. Momentarily going up to midfield, we do see the referee go into the main decal of the CISD logo before the captains for both teams walk up for the kickoff entitlement. Like I was saying about Aaron Ogbor, he's kind of that Swiss Army man that they have for the Spring Lions, and they have a stout offensive line. I know that Carter Culberson and Robert Laura, they are returning seniors, and they are going to be the ones that are going to try to create these holes for the Spring Lions. So just want to see what number 8 Ogbor can do, and hopefully some guys on our defensive side of things will actually be able to plug up those holes and battle in the trenches and get them behind. Now at midfield, we have our captains for the kickoff entitlement. There you have it, folks. Grand Oaks will be receiving in the first half. Spring did defer for the second half. Spring is going to defend the north end zone, while Grand Oaks is going to be receiving from the south end zone, and that's going to be right to left on your screen. Few other things about Spring before we get started. Floyd Guidry on the defensive side, he's number 99 for Spring, is going to be the one that they need to focus on the defensive line. He is a very good run stopper. He has an ability to draw and beat double teams. That's what makes him a dominant presence in the interior. So number 99 for Spring, just have to keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah, and this is it. Every scrimmage, every spring ball practice, every weight lifted in the weight room, this is it. We are about to have some football finally after months.
After months and months, the kickoff is finally underway. I do see number 6, Darnell Jackson, back to receive. Alongside number 83, Dylan Walker. They're both lining up at the 7. A little bit of a squib kick that is going to go out of bounds, so it will be a flag. The first kick of the game will be a first penalty of the game. We're going to see where they spot the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be some great starting field position for the Grizzlies, though.
Right, you are west. Let's see, they're going to have them start off looking for the line judge. Seeing where the ball went out of bounds. Looks like they're going to start it on the 30, where they're lining up right now. So good field position here for the Grizzlies. We do see Grant Smith, number 11, in the pistol formation. Low snap. Dump off in the flat. There's a big tackle from Spring. So that was number 3, Devin Wallace, on the reception, who you will find in the backfield.
Yeah, he's almost like one of those Debo Samuel or Cordero Patterson type guys. He'll play wide receiver, he'll play running back, he'll play anywhere that you need.
So it's going to be second and 4. As we see a little bit of an audible. Back in the pistol. Another handoff over to Cloud, trying to turn the outside, turn that corner, but he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That was Kai Millage. And Jonah Espada on the tackle. So it'll be a 3rd and 4. So it was a loss of yardage. Actually, it's going to be a 3rd and 6. 3rd and 7, actually, that's what they say on the screen. So ball on the 33, 3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers, now man in motion. McLeod gets a snap. Play action as he rolls right. Looks downfield. As he gets a man, that's number 2, Julian Kent. And he gets the first down of the evening for the Grizzlies. So 13-yard reception. As you see with the replay, plenty of time. Was able to find a man wide open. And good thing right there by Kent, just being able to get the reception and get at least 1 foot in bounds. And Smith throws in the flat again, a little under. And that is a big reception by number 20, Paxton McCutcheon. One of the tight ends you do see, and I do see number 88, Ty Roop, right next to him, the 6'7" man.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he plays into this game, see how many targets they can get him. Wouldn't be surprised if you try to throw him some high balls because he's got that reach to just pick it out the air.
Grizzlies are now in the Lion territory. They're in the Lion's den right now. As a couple of men are in motion. Roop lined up on the line of scrimmage, number 88. They feed Wallace again. Looks like it's going to be no gain on the carry. Not a lot of space for him to find that open lane. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10. Ball at the 28. Just under 10 minutes here in the first quarter. Like the way that the Grizzlies are moving the ball right now.
Yeah, and I'll start it off with that kick out of bounds, get them that good field position. See if that comes back to bite him here.
Smith looking for the sideline as he finds another man. That is Kent again. They're going to say that he was out of bounds, so it's going to be a 3rd and 10.
We'll have to see if they go try to take a shot for a first down or if they try to take the field goal here. Could be one of the first interesting decisions of this game.
3rd and long. Not a lot going on right here. We do see 3 wide receivers lined up. Smith under center. He was looking for Roop, which it's incomplete.
Yeah, Roop Looked like he just wasn't looking for the ball there. He wanted to get it to him. He had him. He had separation on him, but just couldn't track the ball.
Yeah, Smith came back a little quick. Needed Roop to get just a little more time to look for the ball. But it looks like they're going to keep this offense on the field. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They don't want the points. They want the first down. Man in motion. Smith. 3-step drop. Back up the middle. Finds Roop. Roop just short of the first down marker. 2 yards short. He was trying to turn. And I believe that was Aaron Ogbor, number 8 for Spring. Gets the tackle, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. So the Lions offense is going to come out in their own territory, and it's going to start here at the 20-yard line.
And that's why you see him here listed as an athlete. He's playing quarterback, he's playing wide receiver, and he's on defense. Man, this dude, he's going to be doing it all this game.
A little bit of Iron Man football. You love to see it. So number 11, Devin Sims, the junior, is playing quarterback for Spring in the pistol as they hand it off right up the middle. That is going to be a 3, maybe 4-yard gain, depending on where the line judge is. And they hand it off to number 2, Jaden Austin. So that was a 3-yard run for the Lions. Ball at the 23. Split back for the Lions. Low snap. Another handoff to Austin as he's trying to turn the corner. A little bit of a delayed handoff. That was number 34, Brandon Moylan, on the tackle.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if they go try for a little bit of play action here. You run the ball the first 2 times, get into a good field position.
And there he is, substitution, number 8, Aaron Ogbor coming in. He's lining up. There's going to be trips right on the near side. Lone coverage on the far side. And it's an interception by number 17, Joshua Tang, for there is a flag on the play. So Tang did get the interception for Grand Oaks, but there are 2 penalty flags. Waiting to see what transpired on the play, if it was during or after the tackle.
Yeah, either way, though, great play by the Grizzly defense to get that interception. Because no matter what, if this is during the return, the interception still stands.
Yep. So still 2 pieces of laundry.
After the interception, number 1, block in the back. The 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down, Grand Oaks.
So it was a block in the back. It's going to bring back that excellent field position. They're still going to be in Lions territory, but they're going to have to start, as it looks to be, the 38-yard line instead of that 28-yard line. But Tang with the interception for the Grizzlies. Play clock starting at 25. Smith lining up. It's going to be trips on the far side. Going to be a loss of yardage. They were trying to give the ball to Keelan Goss. The ground game has not been effective so far for the Grizzlies.
No, it hasn't so far. Looks like they were trying to run an outside run play, and the defensive lineman just crossed over to the offensive lineman and got the tackle in the backfield.
Obviously, you want to establish that run to open up a lot of the passing game.
Yeah, because as soon as you establish the run, you open up all those play-action plays.
Smith, play action. Plenty of time back there, and there's Roop.
That's
jump ball.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that 6'7" frame. 6'7", man. He's almost 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that, man.
You cannot teach that at all.
You cannot teach height.
You can't teach tall. Number 88, Roop, with the jump ball, gets the first down for the Grizzlies, as they are now at the 25. Actually, no, the 27. My apologies. So it'll be a 1st and 10. Smith They're going to line back up with the trips. Now they're changing formation. It's going to be trips left, all lined up on the near side. Play clock at 6, trying to get the ball off. There it is, another handoff, and just another short gain. That was Floyd Kidry in there on the tackle. We're telling you about number 99 on the defensive line for Spring, just being there, plugging up those holes. It's going to be a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and he just blew up that offensive lineman and got past him.
We're talking about that in our little pregame. Very good run stopper, his ability to draw and beat double coverage. Wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be getting some looks from some colleges, especially since he's a senior. So in the pistol, Smith, 3-step drop, little safe underthrow, finds Keelan Goss again, and short of the first down, so it's going to be 3rd and inches as he gets tackled out of bounds. I believe that was number 6, Mariko Phillips, and even Aaron Ogbor, number 8, on the tackle.
Aaron Ogbor pulling a little bit of Travis Hunter duty today, offense and defense.
So here on the replay, you do see, yep, it was Ogbor mainly there on the tackle. So 3rd and inches, and they draw. There's another flag. It's going to be offsides, or is it going to be a false start? I did see the defense.
Number 91, 5-yard penalty. That'll make it 1st down.
Grand Oaks will take that all night, get some free yardage, get them closer to pay dirt, as they are officially in the red zone. Forgot to mention that just a few minutes ago, so it's going to be ball on the 13. Plenty of time. Spring, I believe, is taking their first timeout of the half.
Spring, first time out of the half.
All right, Wes. So far, this is the 2nd possession for Grand Oaks following the interception. What are you seeing out there? What do you like?
I like that they're trying to air out the ball a little bit more. They're looking for their big targets, figuratively and literally. They're just trying to run the ball a little bit more. You can see they're trying to pass also. They're just trying to get a nice balanced offense out there.
And nothing wrong with trying to get that balanced offense. It is hard to try to establish that ground game, especially when you do have Floyd Guidry on the defensive line for Spring. But I like that they're continuing to go to that. They're not going to abandon the run, and it's still the first quarter. Still plenty of time out there. And with the timeout, we do have actual timer that we can see that there's going to be close to 10 seconds left of the timeout. Little new feature that we have this season. But the ball is going to take place on the 13 as the Grizzlies line back up. I like that they're sticking with this pistol formation. So Roop is the tight end that he is lining up on the line. You don't see him pretty much in the slot. He's not going to line up as an X or Z. So 3 receivers, tight end set. Now, we do have Smith under center. And there's Roop just with the one hand, but, oh, man. Guidry just blowing through the line, almost getting to Smith.
Yeah, you saw him stumble there a little bit. If he doesn't stumble and he keeps his feet there, I think that could definitely be a touchdown. That just shows how much of a game wrecker Floyd Guidry is.
No, that was Roop. Guidry was like right there on the line, who was about to get a sack on Smith, but it's okay.
My apologies.
It's okay. It's
Live
okay.
broadcasting, folks.
We're in preseason form right now. It's okay. There's a pitch over to Goss as he's just short of the first down. Yeah, so we got out of bounds at, let's say, the 8. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 with just under 6 minutes here in the first quarter.
And I like it. They're testing out all these other different run plays, these pitches, the tosses, everything, trying to see what will work.
Smith rolls right, dumps it to Goss as it is in for the touchdown. The Grizzlies strike first with the 8-yard touchdown reception from Keelan Goss. Put it on the board.
A great job of the line up front, just taking everybody to the left side with the quarterbacks rolling out to the right, and he just finds his man. Overall, just a great play by the offense.
You like to see that right here with the Grand Oaks Grizzlies striking first, getting points off of the interception.
You always want to get points off of turnovers.
So Shep Jenks back for the PAT. Low. It was a bobbled snap, low snap. Had to go ahead and try to make it a 2-point conversion, but is an incomplete pass in the end zone as he was looking for Julian Jordan. Just an unfortunate series of events taking place for the PAT. So midway through the first, Grand Oaks have 6, Spring Lions 0.
For a second there, I thought they were trying to run a fake field goal.
No, it was a bad snap, unfortunately. But I like the fact that they were trying to keep the play going and no, fire. Let's throw it to the end zone. Let's try to get the 2-point conversion. Just a broken play, trying to do the best, make something out of nothing. Now we do have Caden Rosado putting the ball, lined up at the 40. Looks like he's favoring the left hash as Grand Oaks are going to be kicking to the north end zone. There is a little bit of wind tonight, and I know that we did get some rain. I didn't really talk about the weather too much. It's still those hot summer days, but a lot cooler for late August than what we typically have, especially after having that rain earlier this week and today.
We've got a little bit of overcast here. It's nice and shady, nice cool on the field instead of 1,500 degrees
exactly
like it normally would be.
Rosado kicks it deep. It's going to be fielded at the 8, and that is number 12, Kevin Davis, as he gets tackled just, I'd say he gets 7 yards on the return. So Spring is going to start at their own 15. Last time we saw the Lions on the field, they threw the interception. It was Devin Sims, and it was number 17, Joshua Tang, on the INT.
You know they're looking to duplicate that this drive. Get a turnover.
Especially, well, we have an official timeout right now. Yeah, a lot of confidence builder, especially when you draw a turnover. You take that, especially back into the next possession or next series for the defense. You want to build off of that momentum. Boosting that confidence, getting ready to get back out there and continue to put the hurt on that offense.
Okay.
This play is about to resume as we are lining up. So like I said, the Lions are going to start at their own 15, so that's 85 yards to get to the end zone. So Sims in the pistol. 3 wide receivers. 3-man front. So it is another handoff that they're giving to Jaden Austin as he is able to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. So it'll be a 2nd and 7. So it looks like Grand Oaks, they're playing, what would you say, like a 3-4?
It does look like it is. They are playing a 3-4.
I know that sometimes you'll see a linebacker line up, or it would make it look like a 5-2. As it's another handoff, as it is a short gain again for the Lions. So Austin with the carry, and you had Kyson Morgan, one of the defensive backs, in on the tackle.
And like you were just saying, they did have one of the linebackers walked up, and he did blitz on that play. So we'll have to see if they do that anymore, try to maybe give it a look of a 5-2.
4 wide receiver set for the Lions. Davis, 3 yards. Almost sacked. He's running, broken coverage, finds a man wide open. That is number 12, Kevin Davis. You think it was going to be a touchdown, but while there was an extended play, you're able to see Isaac Smith catch up with him
And that's just classic scramble drill. You know, you see the quarterback in distress, he's looking for somebody, you just run downfield, find that hole in the defense, and that's a huge gain for the spring.
First time we actually see the Lions in Grizzly territory tonight. As it's going to be another delayed handoff going to the right side. Looks like that was Aaron Ogbor, I believe, on the carry. As he's going back to the sideline for another substitution. So off of the split back formation they just had. So lining up back with 4 wide receivers. Little slant from Sims. So it's going to be a 3rd and 4 as the Lions are in the red zone.
It's these 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 situations that it's really interesting. You can either go run or you could go pass here.
Sims in the pistol. We do have Austin behind him. They give the ball to Austin, just short of the first down marker by the angle from up here. It looks like that it was 1, maybe no yards on the gain.
Interesting to see if they attempt to go for it here.
Not seeing the kicker come out. I do see, yeah, they're going to be keeping Sims out there. Grand Oaks went for it on 4th down. So under center, they give it to Austin again as he just able to dance and just short of the end zone. They get the first down, just short, 1 yard. There's so many bodies in the trenches that he was able to just turn it on the outside and get positive yardage. So it'll be a 1st and goal here as Sims is still lining up under center. Could potentially be another handoff to Austin. And they do punch it in. They're saying touchdown. They're saying touchdown. Waiting for the referee. It is a touchdown for the Lions. So the Grizzlies score a touchdown. And the Lions bounce back with their first score of the night.
Something interesting that I saw, Avon Carrasco, he's a linebacker, and they had him lined up on the offensive line as an extra blocker there on that drive.
Seeing a few things going on with the special teams. Now the play clock is at 13 right now. Snap. Now the extra point is good. So after the 1 yard rush from Jaden Austin, the Lions take a 1 point lead here in the first, just 2:35 remaining over the Grand Oaks Grizzlies.
And it really all comes back to that scramble drill play where he was just able to get into some open space. Quarterback was able to throw, and they were able to get downfield into the red zone. And that's really the big play that helped them score on that drive.
Just looking back at that play, it was just right there, just throwing it up. And you're right.
It's the right place at the right time.
Right place, right time, getting that first down, keeping the drive alive. So when the Lions kicked off earlier, they kicked it out of bounds. But it looks like they're kicking it, and it's going to be returned from Grand Oaks from the 10 as we have 83 Dylan Walker dancing around, and he has a nice return just short of the 40-yard line.
Surprisingly so far, that's the worst field position that they've had to start a drive all day.
So as Grand Oaks lines up for their 3rd drive of the evening.
Something interesting that you mentioned in the pregame, the Grand Oaks coach Sean McDowell, he's been here. This is the second year. That is a third of the time that Grand Oaks has been a school.
Wow.
They've only been open for 6 years, and they're already competing for a playoff spot in the top division of Texas football. That to me is just insane.
Yeah, since their infancy of, I believe that this is their third or fourth. Yeah, this should be their third or fourth year of playing actual varsity football, because obviously they couldn't have a varsity team their first year, their first season in the district. So a lot of these fans that are here in the stands tonight are hoping that Grand Oaks could actually make their first playoff berth in school franchise history. They have a good core around them to make that happen. As the offense lines up, they're back in that pistol formation. Do see Devin Wallace in the backfield, number 3. I think they're going to go for that, trying to establish the run game here. They hand it off. Nice lane, as Wallace is able to get him some positive yardage. Looks like he got 8, maybe 9 on the carry. Nice little zone run on the left side as they're going towards the north end zone.
They are trying to establish that run game. They've already firmly established the pass game. So it looks like now they might try to lean more towards the run. And definitely tried to run away from Floyd Guidry.
Yes. Smith hands it back off to Wallace as he tries to turn and gets brought down in the backfield. So 1 positive yardage gain and then now 1 negative yardage gain. It's going to push them back maybe 3 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 4 as they're close to midfield here. Ball on the 41. Ball on the 44. Just a minute and a half remaining here in the first quarter. Play action, rolls left. Smith finds his receiver. That's number 20, Paxton McCutcheon. A lot of positive yardage. Now he has thrown it to McCutcheon a few times tonight, especially on 3rd down, and they've been able to convert.
Yeah, I think one of those reasons could be that Spring's been doing their homework. They know that Ty Roop is one of his favorite targets, so they're trying to cover him as much as possible. But the problem with that is that you leave all these other guys open also.
And you are keeping Roop on the line right now to be able to pick up some of these blocks, especially with Guidry, as it's going to be another handoff, and you're just looking for pay dirt. And it is a touchdown right there for Devin Wallace. Devin Wallace, 39 yards to the house.
And speaking of the devil, that was Ty Roop with one of those big blocks to help get that play going.
You can hear the crowd get some momentum going as the Grizzlies strike again. Now they are going to kick for another extra point here. They aren't going to go for 2 to try to make up for that lost point. They had a bad snap on their last point after. See if they got the jitters taken care of. Snap, hold, kick. It is good.
And I will say we've got a little bit of VIP seating over here behind the goalpost. They must have to sign a waiver or something, because could you imagine if they got a really powerful kicker and that thing sails over into the guardrails?
Well, I'll tell you who you can keep an eye out, especially later on in the season. Whenever you do see the Woodlands play, Scott Starzik, one of the best kickers in the district. That guy has a leg, and he's very accurate. And I have seen him plenty of times at least hit the decal if he needs to. With 55 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Yes, we are still in the first quarter. We have 3 scores. It is Grand Oaks 13, Spring 7.
We love to see those high-octane offense, high-scoring games, especially early in the season.
Especially last year, Grand Oaks, they were averaging 17 points a game. Right now, they're just 4 points away from their average. So it's a little bobble return by Kevin Davis. Now Spring is going to start this one off. It looks to be at their own 12. We're going to have ourselves another official timeout. Now, Wes, what we've seen so far, Spring, they've been pushed back, especially actually 3 times so far this game. They haven't had that great a field position. They've been starting pretty far back in their own territory, and this is going to be the first they've been pinned back of the night.
And that just tells you how much field position is a factor in these games. You see Spring, they're backed up to, what is that, their own 12-yard line, but the worst field position that Grand Oaks has had is their own 30.
And the fact that they went 85 yards last possession and able to get the touchdown, take the lead, and then obviously Grand Oaks gets their lead change. We're just going to wait when play resumes. There's only 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. But a few key things that we've talked about, especially pregame, especially going on more. We talked about Brandon Moylan on the defensive side for Grand Oaks. He's been in a couple of good plays. We had the interception earlier in the game from Joshua Tang. So the seniors are doing work, especially from the linebacking core here for Grand Oaks. I know that Isaac Smith was able to catch up to Kevin Davis on that reception of the busted play. Now we're going to see Spring bring their offense back on the field as play is about to resume here. And sun is starting to set, starting to get a little darker. Don't know what the actual temp on the field is, but maybe it's hopefully bearable in the 90s right now. I know that turf can get hot, but we did have some rain earlier. Maybe it cooled off just a little bit, but it is Texas and it is humid.
It's one of the benefits of practicing in the afternoon in Texas. You get that hot heat, so you're used to it. So it's easy whenever you're in these games and it's nighttime and it's a cool, not 100 degrees.
And there is some breeze. Now there is another handoff from Spring. They were just running in between the tackles. Looks like this time they were bringing it to Emmanuel Bowen. Looks like he didn't get anything on that run. It's going to be a second. Going to be a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Grand Oaks just been all over this run so far.
They have not let anybody get over 8 yards of carry tonight. Almost intercepted by the Grizzlies. Looked like that was Kyson Morgan, who had a nice jump, but that was probably going to be the last play of the first quarter. As time is expiring now, it is touching 0. We're going to take a brief timeout as the first quarter closes. We're going to move to the opposite side where we only have 12 minutes remaining in this first half. So, Wes, we had a couple big plays of this first quarter. What'd you like? What did you not like?
I'm going to be honest, and you're probably going to hear me gloat about this all game. That scramble drill play, textbook from the wide receiver to just get out there in some open space and get that huge gain, I should say.
You can continue to bring that up from Spring. What'd you see from the home team that you liked a lot of this game?
I liked that interception. That was just great ball awareness by number 17. Just able to know where he's at on the field and was able to get his hands on the ball, and they were able to score from there.
Joshua Tang was there on the coverage, textbook, being able to keep his eyes on the quarterback, find the ball. You know, for me, I really like that 39-yard touchdown run over by Devin Wallace. Grand Oaks was having some trouble moving the ball on the ground, but in that third drive, able to put some positive yardage up there and then get 39 yards. for a touchdown. You like to see that. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 7. Ball on the 15 for Spring. Quarterback rolling right, throwing downfield, and it is a incomplete pass. That was actually Devin Sims. And I don't think that they're going to try to go for it here, especially with this field position. They're bringing out the punt team.
Yeah.
This will be the first punt of the night.
Something you like to see, because that means if we're in the second quarter and this is only the first punt, that means these offenses have been doing their work.
Now Griffin Tillis, number 1, is back to return. He's lining up right around midfield. Now a little trivia, do you know how far back the punter is from the ball?
I'm pretty sure he's 12 yards back, isn't he? Punters are usually 12 yards, and then kickers or holders are usually 7.
So good hang time. Tillis gets the return. Say he was returning at the 46, but there is a flag on the play. I believe this is now the 3rd or 4th flag of the night. See what Mr. Whitehat has to say. Your head referee.
During the return, holding number 93 on Grand Oaks. That's a spot foul, 10-yard penalty. First down, Grand Oaks.
Majority of the penalties tonight have been on Grand Oaks. The only penalty I think I saw from Spring was whenever they had the first kick, the first play of the game go out of bounds.
And here it is again, that field position coming in handy. They're starting in Spring territory on this drive.
So ball at the 45. Left hash. They're moving towards the south end zone now. Smith back in the pistol. Play action. Looking downfield. Finds a man wide open for a touchdown. That was number 15, Gabriel Despain. 45 yards, 1 play, 1 touchdown. Grand Oaks putting in some work on the offense with that play action.
And I just want to say, I love the protection up front there. I don't know about you, but I saw a pancake there that allowed them to get that ball off for that big play. You gotta give it to the big boys. They never get enough credit.
They don't get enough credit. And those Burley boys down there, they do put in the work because they keep the quarterback's jersey nice and clean. The point after for Grand Oaks, it's good. So 1 play is all the Grizzlies needed in the second quarter to get 45 yards. Here's the replay. Play action established. Plenty of time. Smith was doing his taxes back there and was able to find Despain 45 yards just on a streak route to extend the lead. So
with that play, like you were saying, they have passed their average points scored per game last year. And this is just the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, we're still just in the early parts of the second quarter. In Grand Oaks, this offense is actually doing pretty well. I do like what I'm seeing from this Grand Oaks offense, especially a lot of the scheming that Coach McDowell has put together. A lot of returning players, a lot of young players, so they're building that relationship. And you know that they do the 7-on-7s in the offseason. You know they're putting in some work on the weekends, especially in the summer. You want to get ready for the regular season, making sure that you and your receivers have that timing right. And you saw that on full-on display right there. Grand Oaks kicking off. It's going to be returned from the Spring 5. Plenty of space. I think that was number 18. Zatarius McNeil on the return for Spring.
There is a flag down. Interesting to see what that'll be for. Usually on these return plays, it's a bunch of blocking penalties, holding, blocking the back, chop block. Be interesting to see.
It looks like they did signal that it was on Spring. Okay. After the penalty, Spring is going to be starting at their own 10. This is now officially the furthest they've been. They have 90 yards to get to the end zone. They have 11 minutes, 29 seconds left in the half to see if they can do that.
They've shown they can do it with 85. So
Spring is still sticking with the ground game. They had a split back formation. Just a 1 yard gain from Spring. Going with the run again. Maybe 2 yards on the carry.
Interesting to see Grand Oaks. They're sending a lot of blitzes off the edge this game, and they're stuffing up this run.
Trying to plug up the holes, battle in the trenches. They're wanting Spring to try to throw the ball. So it's another handoff from Spring as they were pinned back in their own territory. And it's going to be 3rd and maybe 2. Actually, it's going to be 4th down now. So it's going to be 4th and 2 from the 3rd and 6. So ball's on the 18. They're going to punt it again. Now, Tillis had a nice return recently.
And those 3 and outs, man, you hate to see them as an offense, but as the defense, you love to see them. They've just been able to stop that run all night, win the battle in the trenches.
Now Tillis is lined up at midfield, right in the middle of the apple. Waiting on the punt. Good snap. Not as much hang time, but it's going to be returned from the 49, Spring 49. Little Danson gets 9 yards on that return. No. Do you see any yellow?
No yellow.
No yellow. Okay. Now Grand Oaks will start at the Spring 40.
Very interesting. Almost the exact same field position that they had on that last drive. And I know they're trying to replicate what else happened on that last drive with that big play touchdown.
As the boys in orange are lining up. Wallace in the backfield. Grand Oaks sticking with this pistol formation. Players going in motion. Handoff over to Wallace. Gets maybe 1 yard on that rush.
I think they are trying to establish the run game here a little bit, which, as you've said previously, does open up a whole host of other things of play action and those sort of plays for the offense.
Well, just that 45-yard touchdown pass over to Gabriel Despain, that was a play-action pass.
Exactly. So it's very important to establish both the run and pass game.
Now the defensive backs for Spring are giving these receivers some cushion. Smith is sacked. Well, he threw it away. Now it's going to be behind the line of scrimmage. Could. No, not seeing it. With the amount of time that it looked like that Guidry had on Smith, I'm surprised they didn't say that he was down for a sack, because that was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. That could be intentional grounding, and the referees are conversing right now.
Yeah, but that just shows how big of a force Guidry can be on the defensive line, and that just shows how the battle is won in the trenches. The game is won in the trenches.
No, they're just conversing and making sure there was a receiver in the area. No, there is a flag on the play.
Got intentional grounding, body offense, quarterback number 11. It's a dead ball, fly ball foul, lost him down, going to third.
Intentional grounding. So it was a big loss of yardage from the penalty. So it's going to be 3rd and 22 here, which pushes them back in spring territory. I mean, back in their own territory. They're out of spring territory. Ball's at the 49.
Interesting to see if they try to take a deep shot here or if they try to just run the ball, keep it safe, and look to punt.
Smith drops back. Throws a little screen over. Lot of room. Lot of space. Looks like he gets a first down. That was Keelan Gauze again.
Looks like they're going to mark him just short. Wouldn't be surprised if to see him go for it on 4th down here.
So he is 2 yards shy of the first down. But Keelan Gauze, right here on the replay, let's look. So just a check down. Find some open space. Dancing.
It's a great block there also to allow him to get into the open
So they
space.
said that he was just out. So he was pushed out of bounds. It looks like they are drawing him offsides yet again. That is actually the second time that this offense has been able to draw the defense offsides.
Yeah, you got to stay disciplined on that defensive line. Defensive line coaches teach it almost every practice. You got to have it.
So it must mean that Smith has himself a pretty good hard count.
It must mean so.
So after the 5-yard penalty, it's going to be a 1st and 10. Ball on the Lions 27.
Wouldn't
Smith.
be surprised if they go back to that hard count a couple of times since they know that they can get them off sides.
Play action here for Grand Oaks. Throwing through the near sideline, just a little over his wide receiver. That's Preston Cloud. That is the junior wide receiver, number 4. Hasn't seen many looks tonight, but it's still early. So with the incomplete, it's going to be 2nd and 10. Not a lot of clock movement going on right now, especially with the penalties and the incompletes. Grand Oaks leading 20-7 here in the second quarter. Smith gets sacked for the first time tonight. That is a 2-man sack on the quarterback. And who was in on there? Number 99, Floyd Guidry.
That's what I'm talking about, man. The game is either won or lost in the trenches because either you get a good push on the defensive line, you can get to the quarterback or the running back, or the offensive line gets a good push and good protection, and they're able to make a big play. That time, the battle was won by the defensive line.
You need to see if this offense can pick up, because you got to be able to double team him if Guidry is coming through. But he's lined up pretty much at the nose or off of one of the guards. So Smith, 2-step drop, throws, gets his man. That is number 20, Paxton McCutcheon again, and it's just short of the goal line. Actually, he was tackled at the 5, so they are in the red zone. It's going to be 1st and goal. Ball actually at the 6. My apologies. But just finding McCutcheon.
Very interesting, though. I will say Smith looks like he was very close to that line of scrimmage before he threw that pass.
Now, while they're here within the 10, Smith rolls right. He's going to keep it. He's still running with it. Throws, finds a man in the end zone. Looks like that was Preston Cloud on the reception.
That's very interesting. You see them go to that rollout pass all night, it seems, and it's been working like a charm for him.
So Cloud gets his first reception and touchdown of the season tonight. Right now, Grand Oaks add on to their lead. It's 26 pending the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. Grand Oaks leads by 20 following the Preston Cloud touchdown reception.
And I know I was just saying that the game is won or lost in the trenches, but sometimes a little bit of your playmaker skill players, they can help a little bit too.
Smith is incorporating a lot. They're doing that RPO, that run pass option. You're getting a lot of rollouts. You're getting a lot of bootlegs in the mix, some play action. It's a lot of an advanced style offense that you have seen from Grand Oaks, especially from previous years. Now, I know that moving into this season, like Coach McDowell, this being his second season, you're starting to establish that offense, especially in year one, and you're rolling it into year two, and you're seeing with a lot of these young players that have returned that they are believing in what Coach is saying. And as you can see, 27 points on the scoreboard right now, especially in the first half. This is a different Grand Oaks offense that you've seen in previous years, and I'm all here for it right now.
Yeah, I'm all here for it. You know, the ability to run, the ability to run the ball really good, the ability to pass. They've been showing it all tonight. And that's one of the beauties, because on that play, it looked like Smith was going to try to run it in for a touchdown, so he was able to draw the linebackers in to convince him that he was running, and he was able to use that playmaking ability of his to just able to throw it into the end zone instead.
Yeah, you thought that just by looking at what Smith was doing, buying some extra time, but there was plenty of coverage in the end zone, but Cloud was able to just get wide open just for just a momentary window and able to get the touchdown. Grand Oaks kicking back. Returned here by Spring at their own 6. There's already a flag at the 18, and it looks like that was Zatarius McNeil again on the return from Spring. But we're going to see what happens as they pick up the flag over at the 18. You're hoping to see more disciplined game, but we've been seeing quite a bit more penalties, especially here in the second quarter.
Right, and this could be big if it's on Spring, because they're already at the 20, and if this is a holding or type of blocking penalty. They're going to call him for a chop block, which is going to back him up even more, which feels like a broken record. It feels like a broken record playing it on repeat, but field position is going to be the key to this game.
Spring is going to be starting at their own 9 now, with 7:10 remaining here in the half. Looks like we have ourselves another penalty.
Spring using that own trick on Grand Oaks' own trick on them, the hard count. They were able to get them offsides also.
So a 1st and 5 at the 14 for Spring as they stick with the ground game, as they are tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Well, met right at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think people really understand how big that offsides can be, because if you're at the 10, you're worried that if you're going to pass it, you could drop back and maybe there's a safety if you're running around a little bit. But at the 15, you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with dropping back and throwing the rock.
I think that was Emmanuel Bowen on the carry. Now we have ourselves another penalty. So Jalen Oliver, wide receiver for Spring, jumps off sides, false start actually, and that's going to push him back now to the 10 with a 2nd and 9.
So it's interesting, you get a false start and an offsides penalty on the same drive.
Plenty of time in the pocket, but it looks like it looks like that was Jackson DeGeorge who was keeping an eye on the ball. Could have potentially had himself an interception, but Sims just overthrew everybody. It's just going to be a 3rd and 9. Sims hadn't had that many opportunities to try to stick in the pocket, well protected for the Lions. Now, while they've been able to put positive yards on the ground, they've only had a few good passing plays, and that was mostly from the pocket collapsing and rolling out. So Sims, pocket collapses again on him as he rolls right, looks downfield, as it is almost intercepted again this evening. Now that was Griffin Tillis, the junior, who we've seen on the return team, who's actually lining back up over at the 50.
It looked like he was going to try to take off and try to run for the first down there for a second.
It did.
He did have a little bit of room, but just tried to throw it and fell incomplete, and now we got a punt.
So Spring is going to be pinned back. They're going to be kicking from the actual end zone on this punt. Tillis lined up at the 40. Now we have ourselves another penalty. Looks like it's on Spring, so it'll be, if it's a false start, it's going to be half the distance to the goal. Actually, no, looks like
they might get Grand Oaks on a little bit of encroachment here. Saw some of the guys at the line trying to.
Number 17. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
That will be delay a game encroachment, trying
All
to
right,
get the offense to jump off sides.
Yeah, Joshua Tang was there. He was the one who got penalized, but it's still 4th and 5. Tillis lined up at the 46 for the return. Good hang time. Did not signal for a fair catch. Looked like it was a muff return. So Tillis was able, Grand Oaks was able to keep it, but he bobbled the return. Could have been Spring's ball, but Grand Oaks is actually keeping it here with 6 minutes, 7 seconds remaining here in the half. Grand Oaks going to start at the Spring 41.
Which is the third drive in a row that they have started in Spring territory.
Grand Oaks looking to tack on the lead. Now we do see Devin Wallace in the backfield. See if they're going to call his number here. Play action pass. Smith looking downfield. It's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Paxton McCutcheon.
That's what you're talking about. Those play actions, they can be lethal, especially if you start to get that run game going.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Grand Oaks in Spring territory, lining up with 2 wide receivers on the far side. They call on Wallace. Running in between the guard and center. Looks like he gets maybe 1 yard. It'll be a 3rd and 9.
This will be big for the Spring defense if they can get a stop here on this drive, because they've, on these past 2 drives that they've been in this territory, in this exact same position, they have scored.
That's right, Wes. Looks like they're bringing in a bunch-style formation. They're still in the pistol. Looked like there was some movement from the defense, but they did not get flagged. Now it's Cloud. Gets himself a big reception. They are saying that it is a touchdown. That is a 40-yard reception. Preston Cloud, 2nd touchdown of the night. 2nd reception, 2nd touchdown.
What a catch. What a great leaping catch there by Cloud to get the touchdown to give the Grand Oaks the 26-point lead. Coach getting a little hype there.
Proud of his wide receiver.
And after that catch, I don't blame him.
So waiting for the extra point. Snap, hold. The extra point attempt is good. So the Grizzlies continue to run away with it here tonight at the bank, leading 34-7.
Like you were saying, with this revamped Grizzly offense, this is now double their average points that they scored last year.
It just makes you wonder if they're going to continue to capitalize in these style games leading into district play. Now, they had a 3-5 record in district last year.
Yeah, but with this offense, I could see them having a way better record.
Especially with a lot of different changes that go on within our district. Now, you know that the Woodlands is one of those teams that is always in the mix. They have not missed the playoffs since 1994.
Right.
1994. That's 30 years. That's a 30-year stretch.
It's 5 times.
We don't need to go into on your age right now. There's a huge age gap here in the booth right now. I don't need to know. I don't need to know.
I was gonna say. All I was gonna say was that's 5 times the amount of years that Grand Oaks has been a school.
Okay. Grand Oaks kicking off. As it's going to be returned, they're going to signal for a fair catch so they can give themselves better field position. So the Lions are going to start off at their own 25.
Which I believe this might be their best field position that they've had all night.
They've been inside the 20 every single drive this evening.
So now let's see what their offense can do with a little bit of room now.
And what's really interesting going into tonight's game, Spring, they did make the playoffs last year. They did get bounced in the first round of the playoffs against the Woodlands, but they were a playoff contending team. It just shows what a whole entire offseason can do, especially losing key players that have either graduated or might have moved away. So just under 5 minutes here in the half. Ball on the 29, 2nd and 6 for the Lions. Trying to bring in extra blocking in the backfield. Now Sims sees something at the line of scrimmage, so he's calling a little bit of an audible. He is met by some Grizzlies. He's getting mauled in the backfield.
And there again, that's the Grand Oaks defense, sending those blitzes off the edge, able to stuff up the run defense, or stuff the run. Forgive me, it's my first time.
You're okay. Hey, you're okay. It's okay. This is Wes's first time in the booth here. So he's a student over at Conroe. Wanted to try a little bit of play-by-play stuff, so he's under my wing a little bit. Now there's a pitch over there for the Lions. Looks like they get just maybe a yard, so it's going to be a 4th and 7. They're going to bring the punt team most likely back on the field with just 3.5 here in the first half.
And Spring did defer to the second half.
That is a positive. They will get the ball back next half. It's just a lot of things change, especially after the first couple of drives. You thought it was going to be a little bit of a back and forth, but it's been all Grizzlies all this second quarter. So the Lions are punting. Now Tillis signals for the fair catch. He did bobble the punt return last time and almost turned it over. So the Grizzlies are going to be taken over at their own 49, right at midfield. See the ball right in the middle of the apple. Well, not technically in the middle of the apple. But you could see that ball in the red. As the Grizzlies offense comes back out. Roop in motion. We have some movement. Looks like a penalty is going to be on Grand Oaks. Going to push him back 5.
Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Couple of things I'm seeing, especially in the stadium tonight. I know that we're still having we had a little bit of hurricane recovery still, because last week whenever we were doing our training, we did see a couple of the lights still missing some bulbs from Barrel making his way into town and leaving, thankfully. Sims back to pass, throws up the middle of the field. It's a big time reception there from Gabriel Despain.
You can see Despain just able to get in some space and use his speed to get that big gain for the Grizzlies.
Right here with the replay. Just a little slant. Gets a good yards after catch. Believe Spring is using their last timeout of the half.
And at this rate, feels like I'm going to be saying Grizzlies and big play in my sleep at this point.
They've had a lot of big plays tonight. I will admit, just being here, watching Grand Oaks for the last few seasons, this is a different style of offense that I have seen from even my first year doing the play-by-play here for the Conroe Independent School District. They were heavy with the run game, especially I'm trying to recall who one of their big running backs was a couple years ago. I'm going to look back at some notes. I believe that he actually ended up going to UTSA playing for the Roadrunners. A little bit of a blowhorn. Hear that from the stadium. So the timeout as the teams are lining back up. Smith, plenty of time. Throws his first interception of the night from. There's a penalty. So that was Kai Millage intercepting Smith, but there were 3 linemen coming for a sack. Smith was trying to throw it away, but unfortunately doesn't get it to he threw it to the sideline. But Millage was able to be there and get the interception. Waiting for a referee to let us know that's the first turnover of the night from Grand Oaks.
Yeah, you could just tell that pocket was collapsing, and it collapsed early before he was able to get the ball out. So just desperation heave leads to the interception.
Play. Dead ball penalty, number 88 on Grand Oaks. That'll be assessed at the end of the run.
It's a penalty on the big man, Ty Roop, after the play.
See where they. So Spring is going to start at their own 49. Best field position of the night for them. 2 minutes, 27 seconds to go, 51 yards. Sims in the gun. Quick pass is looking for Ruben Ingram. Actually, I'm sorry, that was number 18. It's Zatarius McNeil. It's going to be offsides. Yeah. That was number 90, Tyler Grant from Grand Oaks. While this game has been all Grand Oaks this evening at the moment, you know that come Monday, when they're going to be going over some film, they're going to be talking about a lot of these penalties that they've had to deal with.
Yeah, they are. In the ideal world, you want to play a clean game with no penalties. But, unfortunately, it's almost never the case.
Sims with the pass, looking for McNeil again. That is an incomplete. That's going to be a 3rd and 5.
That's what I like. It's these 3rd and mediums, these 3rd and 5s, these 3rd and 4s. For the offense, you're really able to keep the defense on their toes because they don't know. This is one of those areas where you can do a run or a pass. And I always like to keep the defense on their toes.
Spring with 3 wide receivers, split backs. We do have a penalty. It's going to be a delay of game from Spring. And they aren't able to use a timeout. They are out of timeouts at the half.
And especially in these 2-minute drills, being out of timeouts on this drive, it can come back to hurt you. Seen it happen many a times where they've been tackled in the middle of the field and the clocks ran out.
Exactly. So a handoff. Looks like it doesn't get anywhere. Player loses a helmet. That's Emmanuel Bowen again.
That's some determination. He lost his helmet, and he's tried to start running again. He said, I don't need that. I'll do it myself. Helmet or no helmet.
There it is. So it's 4th and 10. Ball at the 50. With the ball at midfield, I know it's 9 yards to get a first down, but it looks like that Spring is still going to go ahead and punt it away. Okay. Hearing a lot of whistles down there, seeing no yellow. Not sure what's going on.
Gave a timeout signal.
Well, Spring's out of timeouts. I don't think that anyone on the Grand Oaks sideline gave a timeout. Still waiting. Because head referee, spotting the ball over.
There's no whistle on the field. That whistle is off the field. Please restrain from blowing whistles during the game, please.
Okay. Someone in the stands had themselves a whistle. Might need to confiscate that. Spring punts it. And Tillis signals for a fair catch.
Oh, a little bit of extracurricular after the play there.
See that. Wonder if they're going to offset or if it's going to be on a specific.
Now this will be the worst field position for Grand Oaks that they've had to start with.
Yeah, they're inside their 20. They're actually inside their own 15.
Which, interesting enough, is Springs' average starting field position.
Well, they're moving the
they're
ball a
gonna
little
move
bit
it up.
more, so now they're bringing them at the 19. So with a minute 32 left here in the first half, Grand Oaks still leading 34-7. They're going to hand it off. They're giving the ball over to Devin Wallace. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. I think this is one of these situations where you're just going to let the clock run out.
Yeah, I could definitely see that because you don't want to risk the chance of Spring maybe getting another score and then they get the ball back.
It's all about that possession. So looking at the play clock, it's at 15 seconds. Grand Oaks is going to let a lot of this run down and then snap the ball, potentially punt it off. So under a minute now. Now, were they able to get it off before? Were they able to snap it before the play clock hit 0? Well, Grand Oaks took their first time out as the play clock was winding down. But I was able to get that information I was telling you about. So Brandon High, 2 seasons ago, the senior running back for Grand Oaks, he was 2-time first team all-district running back. He now plays for UTSA, and he was pretty much a lot of what you saw from Grand Oaks. The offense ran through Brandon High. That's what I was wanting to bring to your attention. Now you're seeing a lot of passing and moving the ball around while they are running the ball, but at the same time they're still they're actually favoring the pass a lot more.
Interesting after that. Nope. They're starting to get late. I thought that timeout clock was the actual play clock.
No, that's a new feature that we see here at the stadium. So
Still
the timeout clock.
Still trying to get a little bit used to that.
Yeah. It's just 8:20 here tonight. So 43 seconds remaining in the half. They're going to hand it back off to Wallace as he finds a good lane and he does a couple juke moves. Now there is a flag on the play. He does get the first down. We have multiple flags. See a flag at the 24, then we see a flag at the 32. It's reminding me I need to do some laundry whenever I get home.
One of them was at the beginning of the play. Another one came in late.
So while we have the timeout,
During the play, holding number 6 on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty.
so Darnell Jackson, number 6, was called for holding. It's going to bring Grand Oaks back so they don't get the first down, as it's going to be a 2nd and 15. Ball at the 14.
If you really think about it, that's almost the better play for the offense because now you have that extra down, but you also ran down the clock a few more seconds. So at this point, they could just snap this ball and then head to the locker rooms.
Makes you wonder if they are going to attempt to just do another run or if they're just going to get in the victory formation, take a knee, and just go ahead and get that nice long break for halftime. And for everyone that are watching with us right now on the stream, whenever we do have halftime, You won't hear us, but we will turn up the volume just a little bit more so you can actually watch the Grand Oaks Band and also the Spring Band doing their halftime show. We usually come back maybe 5 minutes before the next half even starts, and we'll talk about a few things we saw in the first half. But as the teams are lining back up, so the hold puts them back at their own 14. Waiting for play to resume from the referee. So they hand it off to Wallace again. Tackled in the backfield for a 2, maybe 3-yard loss, so it'll be a 3rd and long. And I don't think they're going to go ahead and line up for a play. They are going to let the time expire. We're at 10 seconds here. Both teams are heading to their sidelines, and I'm seeing teams start to make their ways to the locker room, as that does it for the first half. So after 24 minutes of opening night high school football here at the bank, your Grand Oaks Grizzlies are leading the Spring Lions 34-7, as the Spring Band is making their way to the field for the halftime show. Wes and I, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to resume and talk about some more football, but I hope you enjoy the festivities. Wes, you have anything to say before we take off?
Not really. Just enjoy the festivities, and we'll be back.
All right.
Welcome. Please welcome to the field the award-winning Spring High School Starlets Dance Team, celebrating 50 golden years of tradition and excellence. Leading the team onto the field from left to right are Senior Lieutenant Jessica Laredo Jr., First Lieutenant Gina Sidner, and Senior Captain Jalen Sidner. Spirit Girl of the Week is sophomore Abigail Watson, and Starlet of the Week is sophomore Jayla Hardman. Tonight, the Starlets will be performing a military routine to Gloria Stefan's hit, Conga. The Starlets are under the direction of Brittany Freeman and Kaylin Collins. Spring Independent School District is proud to present the award-winning and internationally recognized Spring Band. They are led on the field by drum majors Ivan Guerrero, Sarah Pasas, Jordan Coley, and Cameron Garcia. Tonight, the band will present its 2024 production entitled NYC, featuring the music of Charles Mingus, Miles Davis, White Music, and the Ramones. And now, the Spring Band. The Spring Band is under the direction of Jason Andrew Smith, with assistance from Rudy Noriega. The percussion director is J.D. Guzman. The guard director is Chad Bergstresser. Guard member of the week is Leah Wiley. Percussionist of the week is Shiloh Davis. The new marcher of the week is Clarissa Lopez. Veteran marcher of the week is Landon Sordo. The leader of the week is Layla Lopez. Go Lions! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the Grand Oaks High School Royal Pride Drill Team. The Royal Pride Softballs are Leslie Nichols, Bella Barnhart, and Sophia Fabiani. Ashley Hickey, Ricky Mendoza, Vice President David DeVille, and President Patty Brown. Royal Pride Sergeants are Hope Farmer, Annabeth Erskine, Gerald O'Farrell, Alana Walton, and Caitlin Ward. Spirit Girl of the Week is Sophie Lewis. Dance Girl of the Week is Lexi DeYoung. Faculty Member of the Week is Daniela Static. The Royal Pride Dance Officers are Lieutenant Lisa Kiefer, Lieutenant Harley Rogers, Senior Lieutenant Sam Biondo, Senior Lieutenant Sydney Biondo, Senior Lieutenant Amy Pinones, First Lieutenant Reese Garza, and Captain Maddie Melcher. The Royal Pride Drill Team is under the direction of Hannah Gaston and Catherine Fraser. We hope you enjoy their prom routine to Starships. Senior drum major, Cameron Hine. Senior drum major, Adam Hyatt. Senior drum major, Sophie Wilson. And junior drum major, Megan Bowers. The color guard is under the leadership of Captains Peyton Sunderman, Liana Ramos, Gabriella Clark, and Lillian Soignier. The Grand Oaks Grizzly twirler is Texas State champion Emma Matei. This evening, the band will perform the portion of their 2024 competitive marching show, Dragon March.
ISD would like to thank the press box sponsors for the 2024 season. They are Puka the Beppo in the Portofino Shopping Center in Shenandoah, Buffalo Wild Wings in the Portofino Shopping Center in Shenandoah, Chick-fil-A on College Park, Chili's on Lake Woodlands and Indian Springs, Chewy's in Shenandoah, Culver's in Conroe, Dave & Buster's in Shenandoah, Gringo's in Conroe, McKenzie's Barbecue in Conroe, Outback Steakhouse in Conroe, Pedro's Taco Bar in Conroe, Racing Cane's in Conroe, The Woodlands, and Rayford Road, Red Robin in Shenandoah, Russo's New York Pizzeria in Conroe, Spring Creek Barbecue in the Portofino Shopping Center in Shenandoah, Vernon's Country Catfish in Conroe, Wings and More in Conroe, and Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Conroe. Again, special thanks to Raising Cane's on Rayford Road for sponsoring the press box tonight. Please support these fine local food establishments and support Conroe ISD.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoy the halftime festivities. It was good to see the bands get their practice in, especially when UIL competition comes later in the year. For those of you that are still with us tonight, here on YouTube, you can see that the Grand Oaks Grizzlies are having themselves a game. They are leading 34-7, hosting the Spring Lions. And while in the beginning of the night, it was looking like it was going to be a bit of a back and forth, all of a sudden, the Grizzlies were able to find some momentum, especially on offense. A lot of big plays, a lot of big passes, and big runs. I know that earlier in the game, we had the Keelan Gage. He had a reception for a touchdown for Grand Oaks. Then it was the Jaden Austin touchdown rush for Spring, and then Despain had himself a nice touchdown reception. Wallace had himself a 39-yard touchdown run, and Preston Cloud has had two touchdown receptions tonight.
Yeah, and it's all coming down to that field position. Most of those touchdowns coming from drives that started in Spring territory.
A lot of this evening, I agree with you right there, Wes. Grand Oaks hasn't really been pushed back inside their own territory to start a drive. The last time that they were pretty much in their own territory to start off, pretty far back, was the recent drive before halftime. Now, there were quite a bit of penalties, especially in the second quarter. We saw a lot of laundry, but we have about 3 minutes before we resume play, and Spring's going to be returning tonight to start off the second half. But it's just been a lot of this Grand Oaks defense being able to put pressure on Sims in the backfield. Sims did throw an interception early, and it was Joshua Tang, the linebacker, number 17, who was able to get the first interception, first turnover of the game tonight. And as you can see, Grand Oaks, they're coming back out of their inflatable bear with the orange smoke after they came out of the locker room for that halftime break. Wes, you have a big lead. What do you need to see out of this Grand Oaks team to hold on to this lead and especially go home with an opening week W?
Probably just to see them keep this balanced offense that they're doing, keep the run and pass open, keep the defense on their toes, maybe try to protect the football a little bit more through an interception late in the second half. Like to see them, maybe if it gets to a point where they might start taking out some of their starters to preserve them for either for these future games. Since we got district play coming up.
That's true. We might see some second string make their way into halfway through the third quarter, maybe even to start off even the fourth quarter. I've seen a lot of that whenever I would call some Woodlands games. I haven't really been able to be a part of Grand Oaks putting in second string, especially when you have yourselves a nice, comfortable lead. Something I'm really impressed by is just how much, I've said it multiple times this evening, how much you've seen the transformation of this Grand Oaks offense, especially in the second year under head coach Sean McDowell.
Yeah, they've definitely transformed their offense. Right now, they've got twice the amount of points that they averaged last year, and that's only in the first half. And you know, Coach McDowell, he's looking for triple.
Something nice to set some goals, especially into the season. Now it's only game one, it's only week one. But I like what this offense has been doing, especially I like what the defense has been able to put some pressure, plug up those gaps, especially in the trenches, but even just they've been able to put a lot, like I said, they've been putting some pressure on Sims in the backfield. He's been trying to throw the ball away quick. The pocket has collapsed on him quite a bit. Now they have not been able to get a sack on him yet, but they're being able to put the pressure on him and cause that turnover and causing quite a bit of incomplete passes.
That they have been. It'll be interesting to see how the offensive line responds here in the second half.
Now there are 24 minutes left of football tonight here at the bank, and we're going to get to see Caden Rosado kick it off for the Grizzlies. Spring has 2 return specialists back lined up at the 5. Nice deep booming kick. And Spring's going to go ahead and call for a fair catch where they're going to get to have the ball start at their own 25. Most of the time, Spring has been starting off at least within the 15. So a lot of changes. Let's go ahead and see what Coach Singleton has in store, especially for Spring. See what pep talk they might have had in the locker room. See if they can turn into some more points for them. But we're also looking for Grand Oaks to run away with this one.
Right.
So Sims in the gun, gets a snap as he hands it off to Austin. And they're following those blockers. They call the play dead after an 8-yard run in between the tackles. Looked like they were following the center, but Jaden Austin, haven't really called him much at the end of the first half. You're seeing a little bit of Emmanuel Bowen taking some reps behind running back. And that's the first penalty of the half. That is going to be a false start. Just 30 seconds into the second half.
False start, number 1 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the that.
And interesting on that play before the false start, Grand Oaks looks like they were about to walk down 2 of their backers and try to give more of like a 5-man front.
So you could see that they're anticipating that run. But Grand Oaks is lining up with 3 down linemen. Get another handoff to Austin. Finds a lane. He's close to the first down. They're going to say that he did. I don't know. It looks like he might be 3rd and short. It's going to be 3rd and inches. I don't know if they're going to bring the chain gang out. No, it's going to be a 3rd and inches.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go with a hard count here. Try to draw them off sides.
No, we did see Grand Oaks use that hard count for them earlier. Spring in the gun. Sims hands it back off. So he does get, but the ball comes out. It's a fumble. We're waiting to see. There's a lot of people on that ball. Still waiting, trying to get it. Grand Oaks is signaling they got it. Waiting to see who comes up with it. It is a fumble recovery by Grand Oaks.
What a big play there to get, wow.
Austin. Jaden Austin fumbles it. I think that was Ryan Simpala with recovering the football.
this spring offense really needs to get rolling if they want to have a chance to stay in this game. That's their second possession so far that has ended in them turning over the ball.
Now we're seeing the offense make their way. It's still the first string. Like I said, they might not start to give the second stringers some reps until maybe by the end, midway through this quarter, or maybe even towards the end. But Smith in the pistol. They're going to go ahead and hand it on off to Wallace, finding plenty of room in between the tackles. So Wallace gets himself 8 on the carry, so it's going to be a 2nd and 2. Great field position here for the Grizzlies. Ball on the spring 30. So a 2nd and 2.
And at the beginning of the game, they weren't able to get very much going in the run game, but so far they've been able to get some more throughout this game, figuring out this spring defense.
Roop goes in motion. It's going to be another handoff. They're going to go to the strong side. So Devon Wallace gets himself a first down as he was keeping it in between the hash marks, where they spot the ball. Say they were going to spot him at the 24. Grand Oaks just trying to get back into the red zone.
You can see on that replay that defender did get a little handful of jersey on the bringing them down.
So Wallace in the backfield. Smith hands it. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That is actually Keelan Goss. Keelan Goss. And he gets himself 3. So it's 2nd and 7. Ball at the 21.
With these big run plays so far, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw in a play action here soon. Try to catch them off guard, which has proven to be effective in this game.
Haven't seen Grand Oaks throw the ball in the second half yet. They've been sticking with this ground game. I think they're just trying to ease up. There you go. You're right. There's that play action. And he finds Roop, big target, gets a first down and then some. 6'7" man. Number 88, Ty Roop. Now, I'm giving you the stats of how tall he is just from 24/7 Sports.
Right.
But they're saying he's 6'7". And he's a big body just looking up here from the press box.
He's verbally committed to UTSA, really putting some meaning in everything is bigger in Texas.
Root back in motion, lining up on the left side, near side for us. Another handoff over to Goss. So Goss gets himself inside the 5. It's going to be 2nd. That's a 2nd and goal. Ball on the 5. So just 4 minutes here into the third quarter. Grand Oaks knocking on the door, trying to extend this lead even more. So we do see Goss in the backfield. All right, there's going to be a timeout here. Play clock was starting to wind down. Grand Oaks taking their first timeout of the half. While everyone is tuning in here with us, you wouldn't be here on YouTube unless you knew about the broadcast going on. But since you're here, I'd like to kindly ask you to go ahead and subscribe to the Conroe ISD Athletics Woodforest Bank channel. If you click the subscribe button and you click that little bell to the right of that pill size button, it'll let you know anytime that we go live here on Thursdays or Fridays this season, whether it be Grand Oaks, College Park, Oak Ridge, or the Woodlands. Just letting you know that when we go live, you'll get that notification if you want to tune in. Maybe you might hear my voice. you might hear Wes's voice. But we're here for you on the Wood Forest Conroe ISD channel.
A little bit of Wildcat here.
Wildcat formation. It is a touchdown. That is Kalen Goss with his second score of the night.
Very interesting play call there. They motioned Smith back to the sideline to, I guess, to try to make it look like he was trying to get the play. And they just direct snapped it to the running back.
Little trickery this early in the season. Not mad at it.
Not either. I'm a sucker for some trick plays, especially whenever they work.
All right. So Jenks is lining up for the point after. He is perfect tonight. We're not going to count the first PAT. That was a low snap that they turned into, trying to turn into a 2-point play. So he didn't even really get a chance to kick the ball. But so far, Jenks is perfect tonight with the point afters. So 6 touchdowns tonight for Grand Oaks. Getting 41 points. And this has just been all Grand Oaks tonight. I don't know what else to say. And I'm seeing a lot of students in the student section. They are doing push-ups from the score. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be doing any push-ups. I'm probably going to be what do they say whenever you're at the gym? They're doing a modified push-up. I might
Modified
be
push-ups?
I'm doing a modified push-up. I might just be leaning in on the counter doing the push-ups. I can't. I got a little bit of a bad shoulder. So Grand Oaks is going to be kicking off now. Squib kick. It's going to be a return from the Lions. Trying to keep the play alive, but McNeil looks to be to the 25.
And we've seen a lot of jerseys out here tonight. I think I may have just found my favorite one.
Which one?
In the student section, from up here, it looks like there is somebody with a Waterboy jersey on. Bobby Boucher.
A little Bobby Boucher action.
Don't let Mama know he's here.
No, we ain't gonna let Mama know. But what Mama don't know won't hurt her. What Mama don't know won't hurt her. Now Devin Sims is in the gun. They're going to go ahead and hand it off to Bowen. See, he gets himself some positive yardage, and he gets a breakaway. He looks to be 20 yards on that run. It's the biggest run of the night for the Lions.
And Grand Oaks, they've been running that edge blitz all night. They've been walking down 1 or 2 linebackers, and neither one of them or both of them will go.
Now, with the conditioning that Grand Oaks has with this defense, that defense has been on the field a lot tonight. And I know that spring offense is also probably a little tired. You have to at least let your offense try to give you a little bit of a breather, especially a lot of the plays that we've seen from Grand Oaks tonight, especially on offense. They've had some quick drives finding the way down the field. But it's going to be a 2nd and 10 now, halfway through the third. It's going to be another handoff. Looks like it was a little bit of pinball action going on, and I do see number 34, Brandon Moylan, in on the tackle. So the senior looking to have himself quite a year here.
Yeah, these Grizzlies, they've been stopping the run, it feels like, all night. Could be a major part in this game.
3rd and 8. It's another handoff to Bowen. A little bit of a delayed handoff, but he's met back at the line of scrimmage. There's a nice big scrum, maybe 2 yards. All right, it's a 4th and 6. Makes you wonder if they're going to try to go for it. No, we're seeing the punt team make their way out on the field. So Griffin Tillis lining up for Grand Oaks back at the 20, maybe the 25. Halfway here through the third. Just anticipating to see. There could potentially be a... Nope. I was thinking there could have been a fake. Have to give it up to the punter for Spring. He's getting quite a bit of hang time and some yards tonight.
That he is. It's a little interesting, though. On the right side of their formation for the punt, they didn't have a gunner on that side. You usually see one on each side. Just something interesting that I saw.
It looks like we are getting some second stringers in. So we will see that Grant Smith's night is over for the Grizzlies. Looks like we're going to have Zachary Rollins under center for the Grizzlies. So there's a loss of yardage for Grand Oaks. Say that's a pretty good first night of the season for Smith. 4 touchdown passes, 1 interception. He was throwing it to the sideline, but didn't get it quite on the sideline.
Yeah, no biggie. Just 4 touchdown patches. Just a calm, nice little start to the season.
Rollins hands it off. Now that was Floyd Guidry. This is the first time I'm going to be mentioning him this half. Haven't got a chance to call his name or his number. So number 99, the senior defensive lineman for Spring, got in on the tackle. So Gaz was there with the run. So the tandem of Rollins and Gaz in the backfield. It was a nice pass. It's going to be a first down for the Grizzlies. Julian Jordan, number 8, the tight end, gets the reception.
And it's those nice plays across the middle, those routes across the middle that you love to see for those first down situations. Nice 10, 15-yard gain.
It was just perfect lining up right there. Rolling left. Still on the run, makes the completion, keeps the drive alive to chew up some more clock for the Grizzlies. Rollins handing it off. No. So Gaz with the keeper, with the handoff, it gets tackled in the backfield, so that is another loss. Second and 14 for Grand Oaks. Play clock winding down to 15.
It's interesting to see. You're wondering if in this entire quarter if they're just in a 2-clock mode at this point.
It looks to be that way with the substantial lead that they have as Rollins rolls right, throws almost interception by number 4, Chris Ross from Spring. You would think that they were going to try to just continue to eat some clock so you can go home with this W.
And he had his man open. You could see the vision, but he just underthrew it and it almost ended up very bad for the Grizzlies.
I don't know. It looked like he kind of missed Ross right there. He was just hiding. But I do like the orange jerseys tonight for the Grizzlies. This is a nice look for them.
I will say I do like them.
So 2:30 remaining here in the third. Ball on the 31. Have ourselves a timeout. So that is the second timeout used tonight from the Grizzlies. Not really using that many timeouts in the first half. They only used one whenever they had that. It would have been a delay of game if they didn't call that timeout, but they were chewing up clock to just go back in to let the first half conclude. So being a lineman, Wes, it's 3rd and 14. What do you think Coach is calling right here?
I think in this situation right now, in the situation they're in, up by 34, I think they're just going to try to run maybe some sort of halfback draw or some sort of screen to pin them, to have the ability to get the punt, to pin them deeper back into their own territory.
Here's the snap. Ooh. Right there. There's going to be a little swing pass.
Yeah, he just got smoked on that hit.
Yeah. Right towards the end, Rollins was getting some pressure. He got hit as he was throwing, and then Keelan Goss also got hit as he was trying to get the reception. So it's going to be a 4th and 14. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is going to be the first time we're going to see Grand Oaks punt tonight, correct? Or is this the second time?
I think this actually.
This is the first time we're going to see Grand Oaks punt it.
First time. Which, I mean, with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, it really is a testament to how the offense is doing.
Because they went for it early in the first half. They were able to convert on that 4th down. Good, favorable bounce for the Grizzlies. Actually, favorable bounce, for the Lions.
See what they do with this good field position.
The Lions are going to start.
It feels like, though, it feels like weird, though, because this area of the field is where 3 drives have started. It feels, or 3 or 4 drives have started. Most of them by the Grizzlies, and most of them touchdowns.
Actually, whenever Grand Oaks did start in this kind of field position, they were perfect. They were 3 for 3. To see if Spring can try to capitalize on having this excellent field position. Bowen in the backfield. They call his name. He gets maybe a yard. With the senior lineman that I was talking about earlier in our pregame for Spring, Culberson and Laura, the senior linemen have been getting pushed back just a little bit.
Yeah, Grand Oaks has been sending that blitz all night, and Spring just hasn't found a way to stop it yet.
So 75, Laura, he was the guard pulling, was able to get in front for Bowen, and it's going to be a 3rd and 6. 80 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
We'll say, though, Spring, they've had number 32 out there on offense for most of their plays. He's not on our roster, but he looks like he's more of a bigger fullback type of guy.
They call Bowen again. It's going to be a 4th and short. Say 4th and 3. They're going to keep I think they're going to keep the offense out here.
That's what it looks like.
No reason to punt. And I don't know if their kicker has enough leg to actually make a 40. Now that'd be a 52-yarder. And it looks like they do not convert the 4th down. That was all Grand Oaks defense. Big stop, able to just do a turnover on downs.
And actually, they had Floyd Guidry in the backfield on that play.
I do,
lined
I
up
see
as
him.
a fullback to get in there and try to block. And they also had Carrasco again, one of their linebackers, lined up as an offensive lineman as like a tight end.
So they were pretty much bringing in a goal line set, trying to get that conversion, but unfortunately they weren't able to convert, and that's a good thing for Grand Oaks. They're going to start at their own 35, less than 30 seconds here in the third, and we're going to get to see the second stringers' second drive. Rollins feeds Goss and say it's just met back at the line. Actually, it's another loss. Actually, I'm sorry, that was Frazier taking some. Donnell Frazier, number 23. When you see some of these players with their numbers and their jerseys bunched up, it's a little difficult to see if it's a 2 or if it's a 3.
It is. I understand. I'm just going to let the clock run out, and now we're into the fourth quarter.
So 3 quarters underway here on opening night at the bank. Grand Oaks is leading, and I hear Sandstorm in the background. Wanted to see a lot of the crowd get pumped and get them involved. See some head coaches on the sideline holding up their fist, letting their players know, fourth quarter, let's close it out. Okay, you get a pitch over there to Frazier as he gets some, he finds himself a lane on the sideline. He gets a first down.
Great block on the edge by number 72, I must say, to allow him to get some of those extra yards and do a tightrope pass.
That's a first down for the Grizzlies, as we're now just right at midfield. Got a little into the Sandstorm. Felt like I was back in the club for a second. The clubhouse. The weight room. Rollins with the snap. Hands it off to Frazier. Finds an open lane. He cuts back. Looks like he gets 30 on that run. No, 22, I'm sorry.
And he was able to juke a couple of people out there, giving them Chris Berman a little bit of whoop. Just hear it in my mind, fastest 3 minutes.
Boom is a legend. The Swami says. Rollins in the gun. Actually, the pistol. Give it back to Frazier. Frazier has himself another open lane. He runs into one of his own guys. That was Jordan Goodwin, who was blocking downfield. So that's another Grizzly first down. So Donnell Frazier is getting quite a bit of yardage. See, as he cut back, he just got tied up right there with Goodwin. That actually could have been a reservation for 6 if he did not run into his own player. But Spring calls a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining.
Could have been a reservation for 6 at one of our sponsors, Buca de Beppo.
You a pasta guy? You like your spaghetti?
I do. I love my pasta.
No, meatballs or meat sauce?
Mix of both.
Okay.
Mix of both, but only if the meat in the sauce is Italian sausage.
A little bit of Italian sausage. That's not bad. I'll approve.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get when a game is when the team is up by like.
So it
by
looks
about-
like Frazier was with the pitch. Now, I'm not sure if whenever he was tackled if the ball did come out, but they're saying that looks like we're going to get the replay. Didn't know if the ball came out or not. I was going to say that Grand Oaks still has the ball.
The ruling on the field is that he was tackled. Oh,
We lost the replay. Sorry for those watching at home. We lost replay, but play clock winding down at 2. Rollins intercepted by Spring right at the 1. That was number 21, Jonte Daniel, the sophomore for Spring.
Interception by the Lions, number 21, Jonte Daniel.
Now, Rollins was looking for Julian Jordan and then ends up getting picked right close to the line at the goal line. So it's a 32-yard interception. And Spring's back on the field with 9.5 here in the game remaining. As you can see, Grand Oaks still leading 41-7. Spring has not been able to find the end zone since the first quarter, their second drive of the night. Devin Sims still on the field for Spring. He's giving the ball over to Jaden Austin. I think he gets maybe 3 on that rush. It's going to be a second. Actually, he gets 4. It's going to be a 2nd and 6.
The Grizzlies, like they've been doing all night, they've just been sending that blitz, and they've been able to fill up every hole and stop this run.
Sims dishes it back to Austin as he is just met by a pack of Grizzlies in the backfield. Actually, no, he gets back to the line. He gets a positive yard. By the way everything was looking, it was 5 Grizzlies, just 5 orange jerseys right in front of him.
Yep, that surely is the way that it did look. Looks like they had a guy walk down the blitz also.
Austin still in the backfield. He's getting to the right of Sims. First pass we've seen of a quarter from Spring, and that's going to be an incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 5 with the ball on their own 37. Doesn't look like they're bringing out the punt team. Now they do. And then we see Griffin Tillis back to return again for Grand Oaks. Ever since the muff punt earlier in the game, he's just been signaling for the fair catch. There's plenty of room, but he's calling poison, does not want anyone near it. And that was Joseph Alexander who actually was able to get on the ball, so it wouldn't have been any more of a favorable Spring bounce. I did not do that on purpose. So with less than 8 remaining in the game, Grand Oaks is going to start at their own 44.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they just started running the ball here and started to chew down the clock.
So number 18, Bryce Turner, is going to be the tailback for Grand Oaks. We do see Rollins still back there. Feeds the pill, gives it to Turner. Looks like he gets 2 on that run.
Just about, and they have taken out pretty much all of their skill position starters so far, trying to get them some rest.
Especially getting a lot of other players some reps. Because, reps are very hard to come by, especially whenever you are lower on the roster. But they dole it out over to Turner again. And it looks like he gets maybe 2 more. It'll be a 3rd and 6. They're midfield right now, still in their own territory. They're getting the play call from Coach on the sideline. It's just been all Grand Oaks tonight. What was that, Wes?
For this situation, I think we might see another one of those rollout passes with the wide receiver, the tight end coming across.
Thinking just trying to keep the drive alive for him.
Drive alive.
It's another handoff just short of the first down.
Be interesting to see now if they try to go for it here, which it looks like they are going to try to do and try to keep this drive alive.
Probably going to put the bread in the basket of Turner again.
They could be trying to maybe go back to that hard count, see if they can get them to jump off sides once again.
We haven't seen that since late in the first half. There goes. Almost had him. Saw some movement. Play clock is at 0. They're going to call a timeout so they don't get penalized.
We'll see if they keep the offense on the field or if they transition to punt it instead.
Just want to thank everybody again for sticking with us tonight. It's been quite a game, especially to open up the season. Have you been keeping up with what's going on just north of us over at Moorhead?
Not recently, but right now, Conroe is leading Elsick 24-14.
Okay.
6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Which is just about what we have here.
Want to check in to see if there's any more action going on within the district. I'm checking in with the old interwebs. Get some action for you in between plays.
Looks like they are going to stick out or keep the offense out there and go for it here.
So going forward on 4th down. Ball on their own 48. And they're going to dish it over to Frazier, who has plenty of room. He runs out of bounds. So it was a 38, 39-yard rush there by Frazier. Finds plenty of room.
Something interesting here. Grand Oaks has got Nash Kosher, a linebacker here, lined up, it looks like at fullback.
So Frazier with the carry gets just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10. Just 5 minutes remaining here in regulation. Now, while a lot of games have taken place, yesterday, Oak Ridge, they did lose to the Klein Bearcats. And I'm just going to give you a couple of stats from all the teams that are playing within our district, because that's the thing you want to know, who's hot and who's not within the district. New Caney is getting shut out right now from the Barber Hill Eagles, 41-0. As they call Frazier's name again, as he runs up the middle, gets himself 5. So it'll be a 3rd and 5. And here at Woodforest, 41-7. Grand Oaks taking over Spring. It's a tight game over in Willis. The Wildcats are trailing Aldine Davis Falcons right now, 16-20. You said Conroe was beating Aleph Elsick 24-14. Wait, what would you say the score was recently?
24-14.
24-14. I just want to make sure that that was correct. And Cleveland Indians are trailing the Splendor Wildcats. It's 56-10. And we don't know anything about the Woodlands or College Park. They play tomorrow. The Highlanders are going to be going over to Katy Cinco Ranch to play the Cougars. And College Park is going to face off against the Cypress Park Tigers.
I will say, though, with this electric offense so far by Grand Oaks, they are definitely sending a message to the rest of the district that they do not want to be a pushover team anymore. They're telling the district to acknowledge them.
I do like that. Rollins in the pistol. Drops back, 3-step drop, looking for the end zone. And that is caught by, he finds his man, number 8, Julian Jordan.
What a catch.
Seen a lot of these tight ends get involved for Grand Oaks. With a 40-point lead, pending the extra point. This has been all Grand Oaks tonight here at the bank.
Wouldn't surprise me. That's the type of play that'll get you on You Got Mossed.
You got mossed?
Because he just leapt up and grabbed it out of the air over the defender's head.
The point after is good. Jenks still perfect with the point after. So it's a 41-point deficit. Grand Oaks putting on a clinic here at Woodforest Bank Stadium to close out tonight's game. But you're right, Wes. They're trying to send a message to the entire district to let them know that this offense, this isn't your regular Grand Oaks offense.
No, it is not.
Because I know that I believe the quarterback for Conroe, Nunley, he actually went to Grand Oaks as a sophomore, and he moved and he was playing for Conroe last year, and his brother is also the backup quarterback, so it's a family affair in the quarterback room. I don't know. Looking like Grant Smith was putting in some work in the offseason. Grizzlies ready to kick off. So Rosado has a bit of a pooch kick. Now we are getting the whistle. I guess they were signaling for the fair catch. It's going to start. So Spring is lining up. They're going to continue to pound the ground with this ground game.
And with speaking, we got district play coming up. the Grizzlies, they're looking at that 3-5 record. Other teams are asking them, where is your motivation? They're looking at that 3-5. They're thinking, there it is, because we want to improve on that. They want to improve on that, and they want to try to make it to the playoffs.
And especially you saw some of the players that were ended up graduating as it's another handoff for Spring. They're finding Austin, who gets a big hole, gets close to midfield. But if you look at the Woodlands, Mabry Matoyer graduated. He's playing off in Wisconsin now. If you look at another district, if you look at another playoff team from the Wildcats, DJ Lagway from Willis. He went off to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these top teams that had great all-district quarterbacks, you're looking at the next crop, the up-and-comers, especially right now. I was able to call a lot of Matoyer's games over his career at the Woodlands, and it's another handoff over to Austin.
And we'll say, looking at this district this year, this is one of the first years that, like, really anybody could win it. There's multiple teams in contention to win it all between New Caney and the Woodlands and Willis and Conroe. And at this point, maybe even Grand Oaks.
As they hand it back off to Austin with a delay, he gets himself 8, maybe 9, just short of the first down. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. We have 90 seconds remaining here in regulation. But I agree, Wes. It's anyone's game. I know it's just the first week of the season. We're looking ahead a lot just because that's what we do. We're curious to see what is going to end up happening. And I'm really curious to see how everything's going to play out, especially with Conroe, especially with Grand Oaks. You're seeing a lot of things change right now within the district. And what I was talking about earlier, the Woodlands, they've made the playoffs for 30 years straight. As another handoff for Austin as he gets himself big positive yardage and gets close to the red zone, trying to get another score for the Lions to see if they can go home without being shut out for 3 straight quarters. The clock's still running. Less than a minute here.
As the Grizzlies already given their coach a Gatorade shower on the sidelines.
I must have missed that, as it's another handoff with just positive yardage. Spring's either going to have one more play or they're just going to let the clock wind down, but we are less than 20 seconds left here in regulation as they line up. Last play of the game, looking for the home run ball as it's an incomplete pass.
Now we'll get one more play here.
Yeah, I spoke too soon. We have 5 seconds left in the game. Sims was looking for Christopher Turner in the end zone. You know, we didn't really get much more of Ogber in the second half.
No, we really haven't. We really haven't.
A little curious. Sims throws to the sideline. Not sure if they're going to call that an actual reception or was a drop pass, but that's it for tonight. So for the first game of the season for Grand Oaks, they come out with a statement win, 48-7 over the Spring Lions, as they go 1-0 on the year. Wes, first night here in the booth with me. Seeing Grand Oaks firsthand. What else can you say about this offense and defense?
I mean, I just think that they did just amazing today. The defense did an amazing job stopping the run with all the blitzes. I mean, the offense was able to really figure out the Spring defense and figure out what different areas they can exploit to use that to their advantage, which you saw with them using in the running game later in the game. And then really the same thing with the defense. They saw that they couldn't stop the blitzes from the outside and on the edge, so that's what they just stuck with.
And Spring was favoring that run game too much. They weren't able to make a lot happen with the passing game, and it just shows that that well-balanced offense and defense that Grand Oaks has right now. They're able to stop the run and even defend the pass. But they weren't really giving Sims much time in the backfield. While he wasn't sacked, he was put under pressure quite a bit tonight. But that's a good thing to go home to tonight, especially for Grand Oaks here on Friday night. Going home with a W, you're going to have yourself a nice long weekend, but I'm sure that a lot of you guys that do play football are going to be on the field for practice on Monday, even though it is a holiday weekend. I remember my Labor Day is having to go practice. And if you didn't, you're going to be sure you're running the next day if you missed that first practice.
Oh, yeah.
So for us here on the Conroe ISD Woodforest Bank Stadium stream, I'm Jackson Cochran.
I'm Wesley Turner.
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you for everybody behind me. Y'all have yourself a nice, safe holiday.